Everybody has a story to tell, and there was a time when we would share those stories around the kitchen table, laughing, telling jokes, talking about the events of the day, heated debates, tragic loss, living life. The kitchen table is where we could share our lives. So come, sit with me and my friends as conversation unfolds across the kitchen table. In this episode, I'd love to introduce you to my dear friend Katya. Katya is originally from Mexico and has been living in the Pittsburgh area for the past several years. I've only known her for a year now, but I've learned so much from her in that short time. She is spunky, smart, and strong, and her story is one of overcoming the challenges that life throws our way. I honestly think that there is nothing that can keep her down, and her positivity and determination are an inspiration. So pull up a chair and listen to Katya's story from across the kitchen table. I don't know. I think introductions are weird, aren't they?
You get used to it. I mean, I was always like the new kid everywhere, like. Yeah. So I know that it's some like it depends on what kind of personality you have. Yeah.
So how do you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Katya, and it depends because I think I was like always a new girl. My parents had a weird relationship when they just, my mom was like, screw this, we're out. And we would just move out because my mom, when my parents got married, my mom moved to the state where my dad lived, which is in the south of Mexico. So it's like probably 24 hours driving, or was like, so it was a lot.
It's far away.
Yes, it is very far. So yeah, it was like, so I never felt awkward. I never felt like, oh, the new kid. I was just like, whatever.
You're just there.
Yeah.
Hi.
I'm just, yeah. So, and I don't know if like being the new kid thing in my early childhood like helped me with like new beginnings. Yeah. Because I had a lot of like starting from scratch and shit all over like my life. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just my personality with like, I don't know. I don't give a shit about anything. Whatever. Yeah. I'll take it. But yeah, I mean, I remember being like in third. So my parents used to always get like in fights and like separate in December, like around Christmas. Yeah. So it's a problem because, the school year is like half of the school year.
Yeah.
So.
New kid again.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like awkward because it's like new kid in freaking January.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a little more weird.
Yeah, and I think I did that 3 times.
Yeah, wow. Were you a class clown?
I don't think so.
No?
I don't think I was. I was always popular, but in a way that I was like very outgoing. Like I was never shy. Yeah. And people always, knew that I was like, if they needed to do something, they needed to talk about anything, even like when I was in elementary school, or even like when I was in college, they would be like, oh yeah, go to Katya, she doesn't give a shit, yeah, because there were problems, like with the student society that we had. I don't know, we wanted to do something, and the head of the teachers, they were like, no, and they would be like, I mean, Katya's gonna go and she's gonna fight the teacher. And I would. I mean, and the teacher's like,
uh-oh, here she comes.
Yeah. So they knew that, like, I was always like the...
You were the go-to person.
Yeah, I always call myself like, like the geese that like fly, and like I always like the head, like the one that's like going
against the wind.
Yeah.
You go against the grain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was always like that, and I guess part of like why I was like that is I always had my mom's support. Yeah. Always. So yeah, because I wasn't an easy child. No, I mean, as you can imagine, I was like...
A wildfire.
Yeah, I was... My sister said that I was feral.
Feral?
Yeah.
That's a nice way of putting it. Okay.
And I was. I mean, honestly, I was like a loose cannon. Yeah. But my mom was and my sister was like very, like the opposite, complete opposite, like very well-behaved.
And she's older.
Yes,
right?
She's 3.5 years older than me.
Okay.
And smart, and it was funny because my mom always tried to protect me in the way that I would never feel like I was a loose cannon, like the crazy one. Because people always made comments like about me, like being insane.
Yeah.
And I remember, I mean, when I met my best friend, we were like 8 years old. And she had like this huge tree in front of her house. And I loved that tree. And I would just climb on the tree.
Yeah.
And we were like, doing like some like team, like, I don't know if in the US they do that. But in Mexico, they, you get an assignment. And it's like a group assignment.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And, it's a bunch of kids in somebody's house. And you work together.
Yeah.
So, we would be in one of those and I would be like in the tree. Like
not working on the project.
Yeah, exactly. I would be like there, like on the tree, like
yeah.
And my best friend's mom would be like, is she okay? I mean, like the mom thought that I was like insane or that I had
chasing butterflies.
Yeah, that I had something, that there was something weird going on with me. And my best friend was like, oh, yeah, no, she's fine. She's just, like...
That's just what she does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was, like, insane. But yeah, my mom would get a lot of, like my sister, like, oh, yeah. Like, Layla is my oldest. Like, oh, Layla is so smart and so...
The star child.
Formal. Yeah, like, so... Not formal, but, like, like, so... like serious, but not enough. In I don't even know how to describe it, but it's a good way to describe it in Spanish. It doesn't work in English.
Oh.
But it's like you tell her something to do and she does it. It's kind of like that, like very obedient.
Yeah.
And then say, oh, and Katya, well, she's friendly.
That's the adjective.
Yeah. So
well, she's friendly.
Yeah, so my mom would be like, no, I mean, Katya's smart too. I mean, she's, she has great skills for this and this and this. And so she was always like, not letting me feel that I was like, there was something wrong with me.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I was different. I mean, you see pictures of me and I was like, there's like a picture that I saw recently. It's, we were in 4th grade. And I had this black shirt with a skull on my... Like here, like on my chest.
Yeah.
And like all the girls my age, they were like, dressed as princesses.
And there you are.
Yes, with a skull. Yes. So, but yeah, I mean, honestly, and people like, like being an adult, and I'm like, I don't think if I ever asked my mom, like, did you ever feel like I was, I think I not for that, like, experience in specific, but overall, I think I asked her, like, did you ever feel that I was different?
Yeah.
Like in some way that you were concerned that I was like, and she was like, no, I mean, I knew that you were just, you were just a child, just a girl.
Yeah.
Because, I was like the girl that I loved blue and I hated pink and I didn't want skirts and my mom respected that.
Yeah.
Always.
That's awesome.
She was like, yeah, you wear whatever you want to wear.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's part of like having that, freedom and having that your main caregiver is like giving you like the security that you need. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's what really defined me.
Yeah. Because
honestly, it's like I had to, make a lot of decisions in my life, and my mom was there, when I remember, like, when I was in high school, I didn't have the opportunity, when I was going to college, I didn't have the opportunity to go to get the major that I wanted because, like, we didn't have enough money. So all the money, my sister was going to, like one of the best schools in Mexico, but it's very expensive. So both of my parents were supporting my sister, as they should, because she was, smarter and not smarter, but like, like she had more like scholarships and so of course. So, and I was younger, so it wasn't my time yet. But when it got my time to go to college, my mom told me, like, I know that because I always, like, since, junior high, I knew that I wanted to get a chemistry degree. But in the little town that we didn't have that.
Yeah.
So my mom told me, like, I know that you want to be a chemist. I know that this is your dream, but right now we can't afford it. So, and she was like, and I am so sorry. I mean, but just pick something here. And the closest that I could get was a major in food industries engineering. Mm-hmm. So it was like a food science in the U.S. And it wasn't bad. It was like interesting. It was fun, but it wasn't what I wanted. I mean, I always wanted to be chemist. It was like what always called me. So 2 years passed, and then my sister, finished her college. So my mom is like, well, now, like, if you want to move to Monterey, that's where my sister was.
Yeah.
Then in Monterey, you have like all these schools and all these opportunities. Like, do you want to go to Monterey?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it was like going from like this very tiny town like to like the big city. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So I went to Monterey and I was there for a year, same major. And then I was like, I don't want this. So I was 3 years in that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a tough time to change course, isn't it?
I know, it was. But I was like, I'll do it. Mm-hmm. So I just like, I just went to like because I was like when I made the change to Monterey, I went to the same school that my sister was, that it was like super expensive private school. And I didn't feel like that was my spot. And I didn't like the major. So I'm like, so that's why I went to find a chemistry major in a public university. So that would be even less paid for my parents to pay for it, because it was too much money.
Yeah.
It was too much. And so I remember that at that time my mom was actually in the US. So that was 2009.
Okay.
It was after the 2008 BS that happened in the US, that everything was awful.
Yeah.
Well, my mom was here. And so things weren't great either.
Yeah.
And I called her and I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna start another degree from like scratch.
Yeah. And she's like,
no. And my mom was like, okay.
Yeah. That's supportive.
Yeah. That's and my mom was like, okay. I mean, if that's what you want. And I'm like, yeah, I thought about it. Because my mom knew that I was smart, that I wasn't, just like whatever. Because I knew it. And she told me, was like, well, you can finish your engineering and then get a master's, because my plan was always get a master's and get a PhD. And I told her, I don't think that's going to work for me, because I want to get a chemistry, expert in chemistry. Mm-hmm. And if I have an engineering major, is not, people that has chemist background or chemistry backgrounds are going to be better than me.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And even if I have like a master's and a PhD in whatever, what defines you is your major.
Yeah, that's what you start off on.
Yes, exactly. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And my mom is like, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, yeah, I started I was 20 years old when I started chemistry. Yeah, and I was the oldest. Like, all my friends are like, my schoolmates were like 17.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
The old lady.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, but I have like a young face, so nobody ever.
And a young spirit.
Said anything. Yeah.
It's the girl climbing in a tree thing.
Oh yeah, nobody loved me. So yeah, I started from scratch. So it was very hard, because I made the decision. And I knew that it was going to be hard, and it was, because because my friends that I went to like high school, or even my friends that I made during my first college, they were like, I was 22 and I was in 4th semester, and they were already
graduating.
Yeah, and they had been like, working for 2 years now, so they had like cars, and they had been like traveling, and I'm like, I'm in 4th semester. So it was very hard for me. Yeah. And I was like, shit, did I make like the right decision to just start over? Because I was like very late in the game. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. And I'm gonna, when I finish my college, I'm gonna be like 26. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'll freaking do it. Yeah. And I mean, I did. And then I was like, well, then what are you gonna do? Are you gonna get the master's, or are you gonna start working? And something happened, like, and this is kind of like a long story, but it's like I started looking for professional, we call it professional practice, but here's like internships in the US.
Oh, okay.
So when you're like in 9th or 10th semester, you have to do something like that in order so you can graduate. Okay. So I had such a hard time for someone to hire me. And this was because, oh God, of course I was super popular. But with popularity, you always have haters. Oh God! So I had a girl that she was a hater. So she made a great job to talk shit on like all of them. When I was in first semester, she talked shit like on me with all like the superior like semesters.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't matter at the time because they were just like graduating, and I'm like, whatever, I don't care. But when I was like higher, like in ninth semester, all these people were already working.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get like, internships, and they were like, oh no, you're not getting an internship here. I'm like, what do you mean? And oh yeah, it was pretty hard.
Wow.
Oh yeah. And so my best friend's dad, he's a chemist as well. So he has friends. So one of his friends hired me.
Okay.
Oh no, it was
not good.
It is not. So it started well.
Yeah, good but not good.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, this is great, whatever, blah blah blah. It was hell. Like.
Yeah. Why?
Because like people are always mean.
People are assholes.
Yes.
I mean,
people.
That's generally true.
It is so weird because like they're like the two women that were supposed to help us. We were just interns. Mm-hmm. They were just bitter and they just hated their lives and they were just wanted to like.
They weren't going to help you at all.
Oh no, but they were mean. I mean, yeah, like to me they would be like yell at me all the time, like, no, you're doing it wrong. You're the worst intern that we have ever had. They were very mean, and I'm like, as like as a badass as I am, I'm very sensitive. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing because I did a good job. I mean, I'm very like I would do stuff. And then they're like, no, this is wrong. And I'm like, this is not wrong. I know that this is like good. And they're like, no. And then like, I remember like one time they were making a calculation and it was wrong.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, and I'm like, this is not correct.
Yeah. This is incorrect.
Yes. And the woman is like, no, like do it like this. And I'm like, no, it's not correct.
Yeah.
2 days, we were two interns and the other girl, they loved her. Mm. And the girl is like, oh, by the way, this woman like realized that yes, that the calculation was like correct, like as you were saying, but of course.
Math doesn't lie, does it?
And I'm like, oh my God. And stuff like that. Like the worst that they did to me was December 1st is the day, like the day of the chemist, the chemist day.
Oh, okay.
So I got to the lab and there's nobody there.
Yeah. And
I'm like, weird.
Yeah.
And then one of the engineers, he's like, why are you here? And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, well, everybody went like to have breakfast to like this hotel. And I'm like, you weren't invited. I'm like,
oh,
no. I mean, they didn't tell me.
Yeah.
And then he's like, so it's you. And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, well, every semester they pick one of the interns and they try to make him like quit.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And you got the
oh, yeah. I got it. Interesting. So I'm like, okay, now that makes sense.
You proved them wrong, though.
Oh.
Like, fine.
Yeah, but I was furious.
Yeah.
After that day, I remember I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, I'm out of here. I mean, this is BS.
Yeah.
And my mom told me, like, if you quit, then they will win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's solid advice.
So, yeah. So it's like, she's like, you can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll support you. But if you quit, then they win. And then it's like, it doesn't matter. Like, you endure, like, already 5 months. You have 1 month left. And you're like, you're right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I did. I finished there. And I'm like, after that, it was like, I don't want to work in this freaking industry anymore. Like, so I went in and got my master's. So that's like, was like, it was an easy answer after that.
Yeah.
I went and get a master's after that. And so, yeah, that's something that really changed like how my life went after that. Yeah. And then when I was doing my master's, I wanted to get a PhD, but then it wasn't as, I had some issues with some of the teachers and this and that. And I'm like, no. And then I didn't go with a PhD and I got a job.
Yeah.
So it's like there was something like hardship that has made me like, this is not the way.
Yeah. Huh.
But it hasn't been like, easy. But it's kind of weird because, and my mom used to tell me like, all of these things are for something. This hardship is life telling you where to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it sucks. I'm like, why is life cannot be like
easier,
yeah, or nicer? Like don't do this. It's because if it's nicer, you're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because your mom was like, you're very stubborn. You're not gonna do it unless it's like you can't go through here. Like you can't. There's no way.
Yeah. Then you're like, I'll prove you wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna climb that tree.
Yeah, exactly. So I had hard stops. Mm-hmm. Like all around my life, I had like no. And yeah, even when I got like the job, it was another, left or right, make your choice. I had the option of going to another company, which is not the glass company that I ended up with. A huge company, a Swedish company, great. And I was very advanced in their like process of like in their hiring process.
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened, but it took forever because I was like interviewed like 4 times and then 1 time in English, and then now we need your resume in English. Okay, here it goes. No, now you have to go and get like the medical exams. Okay, no, now you have to. So it was such a long.
Keep jumping through hoops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in that time, I got a call from Vitro, which is like the glass company. And I'm like, Vitro in Mexico, in Monterrey, is like huge.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I want to go to Vitro. And Vitro was like, yeah, well, So I went to it wasn't even an interview for Vitro. It was like a panel. It was like 20 people.
Oh,
that's another different story. Oh my God. I have so many. So that was hilarious. So I go there and there are 20 others like me, but 18 were guys, like men. Mm-hmm. And another girl and me. Okay, cool. And then this interview process or whatever starts. And they're like, hey, so introduce yourself.
See, it comes back to that.
Yeah, but I'm very, I'm not natural. Oh, yeah. Well, my name is Katya. I have like, a major in industrial chemistry. I have a master's degree in material science. I have a huge passion for, organic chemistry, polymers, inorganic chemistry, material science, blah, blah, blah. They were like, okay, cool. Then the next person is a industrial engineer, and then the next person is a mechatronic, which is like a mechanics and electronic together. That's huge in Mexico. And then the next one, another mechatronic, and then the next one, another mechatronic. And I'm like, huh. So everybody was a freaking mechatronic engineer there. Yeah. And I'm like, well, I think HR fuck up with me. Why the hell am I here?
Yeah.
And they did. HR just like, I don't know why.
You slipped through somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Somehow they decided that they should invite me to this panel. The job it was for, they were offering an internship for some engineering 4.0, I don't even know, programming stuff. I don't know anything about programming.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with what I did. And I'm like, cool. Anyway, I'm like, this sucks, but cool, whatever. So we made all the process, the interview process, blah, 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 blah. And then like a week passes and I get a call from Vitro.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you didn't get the internship because, it kind of like, it kind of wasn't like,
it's outside of your expertise.
Right. They're like, but we have a job for you. We have another job for you.
Yeah.
And it's not an internship. It's like, like an advanced role. Like, are you interested? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, okay, because like the starting salary is like double that they were like offering like for like this kids. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. It was insane. And I'm like, well, yeah, sure. They're like, okay, cool. And that was it. So I was kind of, hired. Yeah. But it was just like HR gave me a call and told me that.
Yeah.
And then this other company, finally, they're like, oh, yeah, here's your official job offer.
Yeah.
And they're offering me like half of what Vitro told me.
Yeah.
Told you. Yeah, exactly. That they will pay me. But I don't have anything in paper. So here comes like the like, what are you gonna do? Mm-hmm. Are you gonna take what you have in hand, or are you gonna wait? And maybe Vitro is gonna be like, no, we don't need you anymore, and then I don't have a job anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And I asked my sister Layla, and she's like, if this was me, I would take the job that I have the job offer. And she's like, but I know that you're not
you're not me.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know that I'm sure that you're gonna be like, screw this, and I'm gonna take the risk. Like, the risk was huge.
Yeah.
But so it was like the payoff.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah, it was insane. So I was like, oh. And so I went to my mom. And I'm like, Mom, what do I do? And my mom is like, I know that, like, it's hard. But my mom told me, you are a single woman. You don't have a mortgage. You don't have kids. You don't have anything that, that you really need a job right now. My mom was like, I'm supporting you. Your sister's supporting you, because they both did.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have that huge thing. But of course, like, you would be like without a job if Vitro just doesn't give you like the job offer. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do, because if you win, this is going to be your win.
Yeah.
Now, if you lose, it is going to be your loss.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is all on you.
This is fully your decision. Yeah.
So, and I'm like, okay. So I waited.
Yeah.
I waited. Yeah. So I told like this company that it got super pissed off at me, because we were like 2 months in the freaking, it was their fault, honestly, 2 months, like, and finally, and they liked me. So, they liked what they see, what they saw. But anyway, Vitro, I kept sending emails to the HR guy like every 2 days, honestly. Yeah. And the HR guy was like, I think he was sick of me. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, it took them like, probably like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I think, because because my interview with Vitro was in December and I started in February.
Yeah.
So it was like a full month that I didn't know what the heck was going on.
Free falling.
Oh yeah, because I was like, oh. And eventually they did. I mean, they called me. It was so funny because I was like waiting for their call, and the day that they called me, I didn't pick up the phone because I wasn't there. Yeah. Like, fuck. And then I picked up, and then they did. So it was amazing because I was like, yeah. So I started on February 1st, 2018. And that changed my life. I mean, that job, honestly, because they offered me more than double than what I was getting from my because when I got my master's, the government used to give me some money to make my master's. Oh, okay. Not like the US that you have to pay. In Mexico, if you're smart enough, the government, well, I don't think that's a thing anymore, but they used to. They would give you like money to get your master's. So it was huge because that meant that now I had enough money to support myself and to pay for whatever I wanted. It wasn't just like a job that I could buy some groceries or whatever. Now I was
I could buy bling.
Yeah, now I could buy something, and this was huge because this was my and my mom's dream like forever. Like, this is what we wanted. This is what we worked for.
Yeah.
And then February, March, and my mom died in April. So yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked. So, yeah. I didn't know what to do. Because I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It was like, we've been struggling and doing this and that, and now I have this job that allows me to do everything that we planned. We had like so many plans. Like we never had a house. Like we always lived with my grandma. And and we were like, oh yeah, we want to have a house. And then my mom was like, oh yeah, we're gonna go to Europe and we're gonna do this. And she was like, oh yeah, when I have my grandkids, I'm gonna buy a convertible car, and I'm gonna be bald because I'm gonna be old. But whatever hair I have left, it's gonna be like blowing on the wind. Yeah, blowing in the wind with my grandchildren.
Yeah.
And it was gone. It sucked. So yeah, I was like, now what? I don't know what I'm gonna do now. So it was very hard. I mean, my mom dies, and then I'm like, we had to travel to her hometown, make all the arrangements, and then I was back to work on the following Monday. So it was
quick, yeah.
It was awful.
Yeah. How did she die?
She heart attack, nothing. She was great.
Super sudden.
Yeah. Like that, like boom.
Yeah.
It sucked. I know that people are like, yeah, it's better that way because they don't suffer. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm the one that's suffering.
Well, especially since, like you said, you got to that place where her dream for you, and that was all being realized, and then it was like, bam,
yeah.
It's like kicking the nuts.
Yeah, it sucked. Honestly, it was so disgusting because now I have spare money to do things. These things that...
Yeah, the stuff you talked about.
Yeah, it was so disgusting. Now I was able to, if I wanted, I could buy tickets to go to Europe easily with one of my paychecks.
Yeah.
Easily. When before we were
pinching pennies. And...
Yes, we were barely making it. I mean, when my sister was in college, my mom had 4 jobs. My mom was an engineer. She had a lot of issues, but that's for another podcast. And one of her jobs was to sell food. And not several, 2 or 3 times, she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I sold your food because, and I'm like, don't worry, Mom. Because we needed the money. So, we went from that to oh yeah, and I'm like, no, she's gone. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
So it really changes your perspective of life and of things. Because it's I'm like, yeah, how money do I have to pay to see my mom again? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And some people are like, oh yeah, I live I am right now. I live very far from my family. Yes, but we're alive.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't have a freaking dollar right now, I can just get a credit card and whatever, but I can see them. There are ways.
Yeah.
There are ways. I can see them.
Mm-hmm.
We are alive. There's a way. But when somebody dies,
that's it. Yeah.
So it really changes your perspective of life or of things, in general. It was hard. I mean, those months were super hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think 6 months after my mom died is when I met Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
So Andrew came to my life when I was I was, spiraling.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what I was going to do anymore. I mean, I met him. He was living in Pittsburgh. I came to Pittsburgh for work, and I met him. We were working for the same company.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, a nice guy. A nice guy. He was a very outgoing person, very easy to chit chat with him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we just liked each other, but nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing happened then.
Mm-hmm.
And then he went to Mexico, I think 2 months after we met here for work as well. He went.
Okay.
And we hanged out for a little bit there. And that's where we were I was I really like this guy. I mean, I liked because he's very outgoing. He's very social. He's he can talk to a freaking wall for 2 hours. It's that kind of personality, personality.
Make friends with a wall.
Oh yeah. He's very social.
Yeah.
And when we started the relationship, so people was well, what are you thinking? I'm like, I don't care. He's people were he's super far. You're in Monterey. He's in Pittsburgh. What the fuck? And I'm like, we both are alive. There's in there. Yeah, there's way, and we did. We found a way to he traveled to Monterey when he could. I traveled to Pittsburgh when I could.
Yeah.
And we made it work. We were like that for a year and a half.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, we made it work.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic started. I was here.
The pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was here. Sometimes. I came for work. I went back to Mexico, and my boss called me. He's like, well, you have to be in quarantine because you were in the U.S. Okay, that's not a problem. And then 2 weeks passed, and I'm like, I'm pregnant. So I was pregnant in the middle of the freaking pandemic. Alone in my house. So it was hard because Andrew was here and I was in Mexico, but there was a pandemic.
Yeah.
So we couldn't travel. Like he couldn't go to Mexico and I couldn't come back here. So we weren't able to see each other until June. And in June, he went to Mexico. He proposed. And we decided to. My dad was sick. My dad had been like respiratory and cardiac issues for a while now. So I told Andrew, like, I would like to, because, we were going to get married. And I told Andrew, like, I would like to make like a party here in Mexico, because the way that we were going to do it, we would have to make like all the process for me to be able to come to the U.S. in the legal way.
Oh, okay.
Because I was able to come but I had a tourist visa. And the tourist visa is not to come to the U.S. to get married. People does that all the time. That's fraud. So even that I had that option, I didn't do it. So I told Andrew, you know what? Let's just see what other options we have. The quickest option was to get a fiancé visa, which he would be like in the U.S. and he would like make the process to ask for me to take me to the U.S. and then we would have to get married here in the U.S.
Yeah.
But that would take like a year. Yeah, the process is very long.
Yeah.
So I told Andrew, like, let's make a party, like, like a pre-wedding, so my dad and my family can come.
Could be there, yeah.
And he was like, yeah, sure. So we had that on July 31st, 2020. It was very pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, it was hard for me because I was like, I wish my mom was here, like to see me doing this. But yeah, my dad was very happy. My family, they were happy, like, And then my dad dies in September. So it sucked because neither of my parents were able to meet my kids.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know. It's such a lovely life that I have. And yeah, so my dad dies. I was, 6 months pregnant. I had to fly to make the arrangements for my dad's funeral. It sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked so bad.
Yeah.
In the middle of a freaking pandemic. But yeah, that happened. It sucked. And then Andrew was able to go to Mexico with me after my dad died. And he was able to work from Mexico.
Oh.
So he was with me for that year because it took we weren't able to move to the U.S. until the paperwork. Following September.
Yeah.
So, and that's what we did. So we moved to the U.S. in September 3rd, 2021. Same day that my daughter was born, 2 years after that.
So those forks in the road that, kind of, what I'm kind of thinking is, like, if your mom, like, if you were able to talk to her now, like a phone call sort of thing, just one time, and you were to tell her about all the stuff that had happened since, do you think that there's, would she still say that there's meaning in those things and that there's still
definitely
things that come out of, and, you come to a fork in the road, you have this left or this right, or this thing happens to you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because life is not over yet. I mean, like for me, the road is not done. I mean, I'm still alive. I have so much to live, And then what happened with Andrew, like we were here and then 2023, our relationship ended. And it's like, that was another hard stop. And that was, I think, the hardest of all of my hard stops. Because I was in the U.S. with a 3-week-old baby and a 2.5-year-old kid with no parents, no family, nothing. I had nothing. I mean, I came to the U.S. with Andrew, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out of this relationship. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Then what do you do?
Yeah.
You ask people.
Yeah.
Ask yourself, what would you do in that situation? You're in a foreign country.
Yeah.
You have nobody. You have a newborn, a 2.5-year-old, and your job. Mm-hmm. That's all that you have. Do you go back home? Where's home?
Yeah.
What's home? You know, it's like a lot of people told me, come back to Mexico. Mm-hmm. You know, you have your sister. And I'm like, and then what? Mm-hmm. I have to support 2 freaking kids.
Yeah.
At least I had my job. And that's like something that I'm like very grateful. I have a job that is like a great job that it's able to support me and my kids. Yeah. And so I'm like, no, I'll suck it up. I'll be here alone with the kids and, you know, dealing with this piece of shit. Yeah. And yeah, because otherwise it's like I would have had to start, and I had to start over because what I did was like my relationship with Andrew ends. And my sister is like, I was on maternity leave, of course. And my sister is like, come to Mexico. I mean, you have a newborn. And I'm like, my baby doesn't even have a birth certificate. She's fucking 3 weeks old. Yeah. And she's like, just get it. I mean, this is a fucking US. This is like the first world country. There's a way. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. And we did. I mean, we got it. We got like, we had to get like a emergency passport, whatever. We drove to Buffalo. Yeah, I told like Andrew, I'm like, you're gonna get me that passport, and I'm gonna go to Mexico with my kids, and you can do whatever the fuck with your life, because we're done.
Yeah.
For our lovely listeners. Yeah. So what Andrew did, if you're wondering, he decided to start a relationship with his high school sweetheart. While I was 9 months pregnant, so very, very nice of him.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly.
So he decided to tell me after I confronted him that indeed he was texting someone else and that he was planning a life with someone else. So I was like, okay, then we're done. And that was it. It was so hard.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, we were a family. We just had like a baby, you know. That day in the morning, everything was normal. And then that night is like, well, I'm in love with someone else. And
surprise.
Yes, and this is over. Okay. So, yeah. Another hard stop and another start from scratch. So, yeah, we went to Mexico the following week. I called my sister and she's like, coming to Mexico. I'm like, I have 2 kids. How in hell I'm going to fly with a newborn and a 2.5? And she's like, I'm going to get you. And she did. I mean, she flew like the following week. She came here like a Wednesday night and we flew back on Thursday morning. And I was in Mexico for the rest of the year, the rest of 2023. So September, October, November, December. Came back in for New Year's 2023. And in 2024, I just moved out from the house that I had with this guy and I start over.
Yeah.
With my kids in an apartment. And that was it. Yeah. I mean, shit.
That's quite a journey.
Yeah. I mean, it's that kind of things that is like, how do you do it? And I'm like, I just fucking do it.
I was gonna say, where do you think your strength comes from?
You know, you just know what you have to do.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the options? You know, for me, like, what are the options? Honestly, nothing.
Yeah.
I know that I'm strong enough. And I know that this is like, now that I'm a mom, you know, I read a lot of like positive parenting and all that crap. But it's true. I mean, they always tell you like, you have to be the internal voice for your kids. Because that's what they are going to hear. Like, if you keep telling your kid, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're even shy, like you're shy, you're whatever, you know.
They're gonna keep.
They keep, yes, and you know, and people are like, that's bullshit. That it's not, because honestly, my internal words are my mom's.
Yeah.
Telling me that I'm like strong and I'm like smart, you know, that I can do whatever the fuck.
You're capable.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and that it's okay to, you know, not always have the right answer.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. It's because, you know, some people are like afraid to make decisions because, you know, what if it's the wrong answer? It doesn't matter. you know, you made the choice.
Yeah.
And then you see, like my mom used to say, you made the choice with the information that you had at the time. Yeah. And yes, it's like, you know, you have, you know, nobody...
you can't have any more than that. Exactly.
Because you, I mean, shit, if I could have seen, like, the future, yeah.
Yeah, it would have changed everything.
Yeah, but it's not, you know, you make decisions with whatever information you have. And you just do it, you know, because people, like, just the options are doing it, not doing anything, or just, like, think. And if you think about stuff for too long, you're just stuck, and it just gets harder.
Yeah, analysis or paralysis by analysis.
Yes. So it's just have to do something quick.
Yeah.
If it's wrong, then it's like, okay, I know now that this is not the option.
Yeah.
And you just don't do it again. You're right. And you just, and that's kind of like how I live my life, you know, because, like, you know, you are allowed to not be perfect because nobody's perfect. But a lot of people is afraid of making choices and making decisions, and they just, like, it's hard because it's like you want to take, you know, to make a good choice, and you don't make a choice at all, and now you're like there, like, okay, 2 years passed and I didn't do anything because I didn't pick anything. And I'm like, well, if you would have chosen anything, no, I didn't like that. Well, at least you know that's not the answer. So you go and, like, look somewhere else. But if you don't do anything at all, you're like, oh, well, I'm just here stuck doing nothing.
There I am. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, and I've seen that, you know, like, I have a very close friend that she's, like, always afraid about anything. And it's very scary because I've met this friend, like, since we were, like, very young kids, and I met her parents. And, like, this friend, I mean, she's 36 now. And she's sometimes tells me, like, I'm a mediocre. I'm this and that. I'm like, do you hear yourself? Like, I'm a mediocre. That's your dad's. That's your dad's phrase. Oh. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you're right. I'm like, do you realize that your parents' phrases are now yours? Yeah. As are, like, the voices that you hear. She's like, holy shit, yes. Yeah. And I'm like, it's the same. I mean, for me, I hear my mom tell me, like, oh yeah, you're a badass. Oh yeah, you can do whatever.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah, and even if it's bullshit, I mean, you know, even if it's bullshit, but it's the same. And you see, like, you usually see it with people with trauma. That they feel like they are not worth it. And they're like, where is that coming from? From their parents or from their, like, main caregiver? Yeah. For me, it was the exact opposite. Yeah. Because my mom was like, no, you're the best. You're great. You're smart. Yeah. And even it's bullshit. Yeah, and it is, you know, maybe it is bullshit. Yes, but I believe it. And it's the same. Like, this person, I know that is worth it, and I know that it's not a mediocre, and I know that them calling them mediocre is bullshit. But they don't believe that. They believe. Yeah. What their main caregivers told them.
Yeah. So pay attention, your audience.
Yeah.
Parents out there.
Yeah, parents.
You can either sow good things or you can sow bad things, and eventually those things will grow up, and it can either be a good thing or a bad thing. So that's amazing. Just the story with your mom and the strength that she placed into you.
Yeah, and right. And I feel it, you know, like, even when I talk to my kids, like, the love that my mom used to talk to me, it's the same love that I'm giving to my kids.
See, and I would be great, you know, one of the wishes for the world or something would be that the cycle can stop with people, because not everyone, so you were given good, like, good was poured into you, and then you're pouring that into your kids, and that continues that way. And sadly, the bad gets poured into kids, and then they, in turn, a lot of times pour it into their kids. Right. And somewhere, somehow, there's got to be a way, or somebody, you know, if there's a parent out there that's listening that's sowing that bad stuff, maybe you could check yourself and stop. Stop seeding that negative, stop seeding that anger and that hatred and the worthlessness, because it is a perpetual cycle, either a good one or a bad one.
Yeah, it is. And it is insane how, like, when you become a parent, you see, like, how much your words or your parents' words are like so, important. Because sometimes you as a parent, and we all are tired and we all are whatever.
Get frustrated.
And get frustrated. But it makes such a big difference. Because my mom wasn't perfect. I mean, yeah, she had like her, as I told you, she wasn't perfect. She had a lot of issues on her own. But she really tried. Yeah. And I saw that. And she was like, I wish that I could have given you so much more. It's something like that, because parents usually feel like if you say that you're sorry to your kids or if you're like, you know what, I'm sorry, I messed up, I shouldn't yell at you. That's not good. They feel like the kids are not going to respect them. And I think it's the exact opposite. Yeah. Because you're not a superhuman. Your kid has to be able to know that you're a person and that you have flaws as well. Yeah. Because, and I read something that it really made me think, and it's true that it says that every time that you are mean to your kid doesn't stop loving you. It stops loving himself. Oh, wow. And yeah, it's so.
Can you say that again?
Yeah, like every time that you say bad, I don't even know how to say, like, but if you're mean to your kid, every time that you are mean to your kid doesn't stop loving you, they stop loving themselves. Yeah. So they feel like I am not good enough. Like my dad is yelling at me and it's telling me that I'm mediocre. And then you're like, you as a parent are like, oh, well, I mean, he's gonna hate me. And it's not, it's like your kid is like, I am not good enough for my dad. And that marks people. I mean, I see it like with very close friends, and it's like, it is very, yeah.
Yeah. That's darkness that you carry. You can possibly carry with you for the rest of your life. Yeah. I refer to mine as the dark passenger.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes we don't know.
He rears his ugly head and says a lot of those sort of things. And I mean, because I've talked about some of this stuff on other podcasts as well. And I want to make sure, everyone listening, I'm not throwing my dad completely under the bus. Because it is one of those things where they do the best they can with what they know. Right. And, the cycle, seeing how my dad was treated by his... Sorry. Candy jar. How he was treated by his stepdad and stuff. And so when I say about that cycle thing, I don't currently have kids, and who knows if I'm going to have kids or whatever, but it's something that, I take very seriously and consciously, is that's everything you just said. Like, yeah, that's a strong quote. I heard a sermon one time where he was teaching about generational poverty, and he was painting this whole picture, and I know I've seen this picture play out myself too. Is that you have the mom who has all of these kids and can't really take care of them, but she's yanking one by his arm going down the aisle of Walmart, and the other one is asking her a question, and she's just snapping back at him like, oh, hey, I'm busy. And then the other kid does something, and she immediately swats his ass, or, and you can just see that there's this, like, she is reacting to her children. She is not responding. I mean, there's a difference between discipline and whatever that display is. And the sad thing is that mom, raises her children that way. Those children are going to grow up and probably do the exact same thing and treat their kids in the same way. Yeah. Parents, if you're bad parents, wake the fuck up. Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, I think, it's just hopefully, people can learn. Hopefully people can have dialogue about stuff. There's so many things going on in the world that's, all kinds of topics we could talk about, but how you treat your children, how you raise your children, how you educate your children. Yeah.
And it's something like, I've seen parents really, not that they treat their kids poorly, but like a lot of wounds, I would call them like wounds, is like parents like mocking their children.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's you know, and parents are like, I mean, it's just a joke. No, I mean, because you cannot do that. Honestly, for me, it was like my mom always respected us, always. You know, and that's something that I learned from her. Like, you cannot mock your children. You cannot take them like, I never felt like, oh, I'm just a kid. My words don't matter. Never.
Yeah.
You know, because you're a human, you're a person, and it doesn't matter if you're like 4 years old or if you're like 16. You're a person, and
you're valid.
And you're yes, and you know, even you know, I see it with my 4.5-year-old. I mean, sometimes he says something, and I'm like, oh yeah, I mean, you're right, and it's like you cannot just like mock them because it really hurts them. It really hurts. It's like, and they remember. I mean, you know, the other day I was like, I can't remember what I did. I think Annie, like my 1.5, she was like climbing on something, and I was like, Annie, like no, and I yell at her. I never yell. I try not to. Sometimes I do. And Alex, he was like, Mommy, you scared me. Like, I don't, why are you yelling? Like, don't yell at me. I don't like it. And I went to him and I'm like, I like kneeled like to his height. And I told him like, I'm sorry. Yes, you know what? I was yelling because Annie was climbing and I don't want her to fall and hit her head. And that's why I was yelling. But yelling is not okay. And I am sorry if I scared you. And he was like, oh, okay. And he was like, okay. So Annie was gonna bump her head. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, that's no good. And I'm like, no, that's no good. So, you know, because, and I learned that because before I had like done the same thing, like something. And then he would kept repeating, Mommy, yell at me. Mommy, yell. And I'm like, oh shit, now I'm like traumatizing my kid. So, you know, so I learned that if you explained like, hey, this is what happened. Yes, I yelled, but it was because of this, and this. And then he has like a way to kind of like process what happened.
Makes sense in his head.
And you know, that's how they learn as well. Yeah, it's harder and it's more time, and it's like, you know, some people are like, why are you like losing, like, you know, wasting your time like talking to a 4-year-old? Because you know, because
you're their parent, and that's what you should do. That's not wasting time.
They understand, and they know. It's how like all the traumas start, like when they're like 4 and 5, and I think like one time he told me too, like, Mommy, I'm talking to you and you're not listening to me, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, I am listening. It was because I wasn't turning my head. So that's the other thing.
You weren't making eye contact.
Yes. So every time that he talks to me, I have to like, you know, look at him so he knows that I'm listening. Yeah. Because otherwise he's gonna learn that whatever he's saying, it doesn't matter, and that because I am not listening. So it's like, it's hard, and it's like a huge responsibility, but it's like you have to give your kids, you know, the confidence that they matter and that they are, you know, and I tell Alex all the time, I mean, that I love him so much. I love him more than anything, and that he can always count on me. It is hard now that I'm like co-parenting with like my ex. It's very hard because I don't have the control of what's happening in that house. So I'm trying to like, at least that he knows that I am.
Yeah, as much as you can plant those seeds. Yeah,
that I am there. That I am always there. And he used to tell them like, but you're not always here. Like I called you the other night when I was at Daddy's, and you didn't come. Oh God, yeah. And I'm like, because for him it's like, you're not here. Like you're lying to me because you tell me that you're always here. Yeah, so I have to tell him like, even if I'm not there, I'm still thinking about you. And you can always call me.
Cognitive dissonance. Yeah. That's the word I was looking for.
So it is hard, like how I want to tell him, but then it's like, you know, I call you, Mommy, and you didn't come. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
But, I mean, the children, you know, as they age and they can get into, you know, different psychological stages, things make sense. I'm trying to think what it was. I think it was a music ed class, but we were talking about, like, what age to talk to kids about death or how you even broach that subject. Because there are just things that, yes, they are people, whether they're 4 or 40, respect and all of that. But there is cognitive differences that as the child progresses, then then their brain can actually understand this or understand that. I mean, I think I don't know if I understood death at such a young age, but my uncle worked for a funeral home. And I also grew up with knowing a lot of older people or whatever it is. I went to funerals a lot when I was a kid. I know
Do you think that screw you up, or
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big fan of bodies in the casket. I think when I was a young kid, I think I had this fear of them like popping their eyes open and sitting up.
Yeah, I don't think that's because
that's weird.
Yeah, because honestly, I'm trying to learn how to approach that because because my parents are both dead.
Yeah.
So and sometimes and I have pictures of them, and Alex is like, oh, like
wants to know about them or who they are.
Yeah, but they are like.
They're no longer with us. Oh,
yeah.
What do you mean by that?
But Alex is like, he doesn't understand that I have a mom too. He's like, what do you mean that you have a mom? No, you are my mommy. And I'm like, yeah, but mommy has a mommy. And it's like, and where is she?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, crap. Well, so it's not easy.
No, it's not. And there's no manual for it. But
yeah,
I think you're doing a good job. I don't know if that means anything.
It does.
I'm sure people listening probably think that too.
I mean, I'm just trying to be very, I want to give them all the love and all the attention and all the support that they don't have to go looking anywhere else for that. Because I think that's the problem with kids and teenagers and even adults.
Yeah.
That they are everybody is always looking
for the other fix.
Yes. Looking like father's approval or the mom's approval or that BS. I don't want my kids to have to deal with that. And I know that I'm not perfect, but my mom did a great job with me because my dad wasn't the greatest, that he did what he could with what he had. Not a great job, but I never felt like I was missing on something. I knew that he was there because my parents were separated. I knew that I had a dad. He just wasn't living with us.
Yeah. Wasn't part of your day to day.
Yeah, but I knew that he was there because my mom did that job too. My mom never talked shit to my dad ever. My mom was like, "Oh yeah, it's your dad, and you love him, and I love him too, but we cannot be together."
Yeah,
that was her whole thing. Like, "Oh yeah, I love your dad too. Your dad is the love of my life. We just can't be together because it doesn't work, and it didn't work, and it was better for us to be separated." And okay, cool.
Your mom sounds like a classy lady.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think we should probably wrap this one up.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff to leave it on, though.
Well, I have a lot more stories.
Well, then we'll have to have a second episode.
Part 2.
That's right. Part 2. All right.
Thanks for stopping by today. There's always a seat at the kitchen table and another story to tell. If you have a story to tell, I'd love to hear from you. Please send me a message. And also subscribe to the channel to look for more episodes, anecdotes, and information. Talk to you next time and have a great day.